I am really looking forward to this professional development session. I have been very frustrated lately with trying to assess where my students are. It seems like half of the students in my class are achieving at grade level or higher, and the other half have the slightest idea what I'm talking about most of the time. Honestly, about 1/3 of my class are performing below grade level. I don't want to cheat my high achieving students out of their education by teaching below their grade level, but at the same time I do want to do what I can to bring the other portion of the class up to their grade level. Because of the diverse learning level of students that we have, I look forward to learning a new tool to address this issue. Today we will be working collaboratively in pairs on tiered rubric elements and designs for differentiated classrooms. You should pair with someone that you support within your subject area. For the sake of this training, I will pair with Veronica, since I am one of her support teachers in the building. Each of you should have a sheet colored paper in front of you that we will be using later. Let us begin. Who can tell me the definition of rubrics and why they are important? Less than tag. It equals 1, duration equals 0 / greater than. I am not sure, but I will take a shot at it. I believe a rubric is a supportive learning tool, which allows students a fair opportunity to aim for learning targets prior to performing a specific task. That is pretty close, Veronica. Rubrics definitely make learning transparent and allow students opportunities to guide their thinking as they construct knowledge. It is a map that maintains the integrity of grading standards for students functioning at varying levels of learning. It is important for educators to embed rubrics into the instructional process because students should know what the learning expectations are. It is important to distinguish clearly between learning goals and criteria. Learning targets are specific in nature and speak to a particular learning objective. Criterion is general language that speaks to general concepts the student should master. Criterion should be consistently used across each category in the rubric. Consistency maintains the reliability of the rubric. Why is it important to be able to distinguish between the two? Barry, that's correct, Barry. Criteria focuses on the big picture and what performance task is being evaluated. Mrs. Reed, does it matter what values we assign to each category? Excellent question, Veronica. No, it doesn't matter. Some individuals use points while others use percentages. It is solely up to the author of the rubric. Does anyone have questions at this point? Yes, Barry, go ahead. Let me repeat your question. What tools can we use to create rubrics? Well, Barry, people generally begin by sketching the tool on paper or they use the web. For the sake of this training, we will construct 4 different rubrics on paper. We will learn to use the web-based rubrics during our next section. Each group will develop a tiered rubric based on the color of the paper on your desk. Okay, everyone, take out the materials before you. The pink sheet will represent your developing group, the white sheet is for the intermediate group, the blue sheet is for the advanced group, and we will use the yellow sheet for the gifted and talented students. Take a look at the high school content expectations. Choose one standard for all groups. I would like for each one of you to generate a list of learning targets you believe any particular group of students have the potential of being successful with. Now, decide which ones are the most important by choosing 4 learning targets. Label the criteria in the following order: topic, sentence / supporting details, interesting sentences, spelling and punctuation, and evidence of revision. Okay, it looks like everyone is all set. Now I want you to draw a 6x6 table with the ruler at your table on the colored paper you were provided. Note other examples on the PowerPoint. With your partner, determine what kind of value system you want to incorporate into your rubric design. Great job. Things are looking up. Does anyone have any questions? Wonderful, let's move along. Veronica and I have decided to break our rubric into point values. Alright, let's define the criteria. This generally is the most challenging component. You are going to come up with consistent language and rank the categories from greatest to least. In other words, spell out the expectations for each category. For example, exemplary expectations, good expectations, fair expectations, below expectations. Remember to reflect on your learning targets for assistance. Whatever you and your partner decide, just remember to keep the lingo consistent. Now, with your partner, decide whether each category still has the expectation of students performing well. If not, please consider revising. Let me give you a few minutes to think this through. Yes, Cindy, did you have a question? Let me repeat her question for those of you who may not have heard her. Cindy wants to know if students fail to perform well, but complete the task, should the rubric be more rigorous? Does anyone want to comment? I think this is a good indication that the rubric needs to be tweaked. Learning should fall in their zone of proximal development. If it is too easy, then the students won't be challenged to push themselves to a greater understanding. Thank you, Veronica. Eloquently stated. We are not giving students a map toward completion. We are giving them a window of opportunity to elicit thinking skills they may fail without a rubric. Our goal is to move them to a higher level of understanding. Once the categories of each performance level have been clearly described, you are well on your way. As long as your categories focus on the process as well as the product, you are pretty much done. Please stick your rubrics on the whiteboard. Consider the following. We just need to field test the tool and come back and discuss the results at the next meeting. Are there any questions? Fill out the exit slip on your desk and turn it in before you leave. Enjoy the rest of your day.